Okay, so we've got a pretty straightforward worksheet here for the net strategy, and we're going to start with which platform are you going to use. Okay, like think about your audience and get some data. Don't make assumptions that aren't true. Could cost you dearly in the long run. But consider your audience and determine which platform is going to be your primary focus for content marketing. Okay, to get this rolling. Then we're going to create a swipe file. Now, I want to do something here real quick. I want to reiterate, this is not to be used for stealing content, right? Like you use a swipe file ethically. Every professional copywriter and content marketer on the planet has a swipe file. It helps us make content faster, helps inspire us, things like that. But this is not about plagiarism. This is not about ripping off content. This is not about stealing people's ideas. This is about helping inspire you to create original, valuable content for yourself and leveraging the structure or things that have inspired you when you're looking at other content. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually just show you, this is actually very, very recent. And it's a post from Eddie, who's a very professional stand-up dude and great copywriter. And, he had a post here that was ripped off. He looked at it and it was his word for word. The link here is there. But word for word, I mean, his content was basically jacked. The whole idea was jacked, right? Like the whole thing was stolen, including many of the actual words. And so Eddie reached out and said, "Hey, like this is my work." And they had a conversation and went back and forth. And the guy basically said, "Oh, I accidentally did that from a swipe file." And I mean, I'll let you judge for yourself. Like I have a pretty strong opinion about this, but my opinion aside, this person blamed a swipe file and said, "Oh, I didn't realize that this was your post and it was done unintentionally and it was really accidental and this and that." Now, even if you believe that, what it doesn't do is justify it. And something like that will hurt your brand and hurt your reputation. And when you look at the seed strategy and what we've done here, I'm telling you, that's going to cost you money in a significant way over the long run. So all of that is a warning up front. That being said, a really good swipe file is a way to fast track your content creation. So what I do with the swipe file is I find a post that I like. I link to the original post. I always want to know who the original post was. So I get the link to the original post. I get the copy and the structure, right? So I'll copy and paste the actual text in. So I'll put a link and then I'll copy and paste the post in. And then I just make a quick note. Like we actually use Notion. And so sometimes I'll just make a comment on what stood out to me. And that way I've got the original source, I've got the structure, and I can jog my memory on, this is what I like about them. Okay. So get a swipe file going, get that going, use it ethically, and then brainstorm some content ideas, right? You're going to have to put out a lot of content. Look at the framework that we gave you, the problems, the pains, mistakes, promised land. Go back to your niche exercise, go back to your pillars, go back to the messaging framework, use the exercise that we have in the lesson, right? Like record a Zoom call or a Loom and grab that transcript and ask GPT to help you. We've got a number of ways to help you get started with content, but go to all that and then get 30 ideas. And what I recommend is not just writing one line. I used to write one line when I had like a really good idea, and then I'd come back to it a week later or 2 weeks later. And I'm like, I don't remember what my point was. So if you have an idea for a post, jot it down and then write just a little bit of context on what's the point so that you can come back to it. But get 30 of them going. Like get 30 good ideas down, just get them going, get the brainstorming juices flowing. And then I want to challenge you to write your first 5 posts. Write 5 posts that you can get to your audience and put them in the forum, and we can give you some feedback, or other members of the community can give you some feedback on clarity or on copy or on format or structure. But when you post it, just let us know what you're looking for feedback on. But get your first 5 posts written, get 30 ideas up on the board, and get a swipe file rolling and commit to where you're going to focus. We've got to get content up before we can actually start harvesting it. So let's start here. Let's get the ideas. Let's get the structure. Let's get the inspiration in the first 5 posts done. And we'll go from there. Adios.